The oil leak at Brani base earlier this month was mistakenly identified first as a water leak and only stopped 4 hours after it was discovered. Minister of State for Home Affairs Faishal Ibrahim told Parliament that the leak was caused by a damaged fuel hose, which had likely developed micro cracks due to wear and tear. Now, on the 5th of February at about 11:40 a.m., oil began leaking from a hose at one of the pontoons at Brani base. Around noon, an auxiliary police officer saw the affected hose as he was not trained to detect oil leaks, and as marine diesel appears as a clear, transparent fluid, he mistakenly reported it as a water leak. At 12:20 p.m., the leak stopped on its own. Now, 5 minutes later, an officer from the Police Coast Guard came to do further checks. He did not observe any leak, and there was no visible oil sheen nor noticeable smell of fuel. Then, at 1:38 p.m., facilities management staff came to check and made a similar report as the officer. The case was thus lodged as a water leak. Just over an hour later, the leak restarted. At 3:25 p.m., the Police Coast Guard was alerted by port authorities of a possible oil leak from Brani base. Finally, 15 minutes later, the leak was stopped by a contractor who acted independently to isolate the main valve.
While PCG's maintenance and reporting protocols are generally consistent with industry best practices, PCG is reviewing them nevertheless to further reduce the likelihood of leaks of such magnitude in the future.